So Consuela, let's talk about this. How can you do upselling in the correct way during pre-arrival? When to do it? How many times? What are your tips for this?
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's a great question, Joanna. So let me break it into three parts, just you said, how to upsell, when to upsell, and how many times. So on how to upsell, we see that there are three key elements on successful upselling. So number one is preparation, number two is right pricing, and number three is automation. So what I mean by preparation is to clearly outline these unique selling points of each room type. You have to highlight what are the differences, what is the value that you offer with each room type and with all the experiences that you want to upsell. So it's all about the experience. It's not just, selling another room. With pricing, every guest values the experience very differently. So when it comes to defining the right price, we actually let the guest decide. So at Upsell Guru, what we do is we put the guest at the driver's seat and let them tell us how much are they willing to pay for this experience through bidding. And number three is automation. Of course, you want to automate everything in the process, and we've already talked about it in this webinar. And you have to find the right process partner for that to make sure that it's as efficient as possible. For the when to upsell, the most effective time is really when the guest is in that packing, dreaming phase, which is typically 3 to 4 days before their arrival. This is when they're visualizing their trip and they're open to spending more money on the booking. And now how many times to do it? Actually, for us, it's not really how many times you communicate with the guest, but rather than having the right touch points. So for us, successful upsell strategy involves combination of pre-arrival, on arrival, and in-stay communications. And I know the topic today is on pre-arrival, but it's just crucial to mention that covering these three touch points will really help you to hit that larger audience, and having it all connected is very important because typically the hotels probably be able to contact around 70% of their guests prior to their arrival. So we're missing in about these 30 or even more percentage of guests before their arrival. But everybody passes by the front desk upon check-in. So this will really gives you access to the higher audience. And another very important aspect to mention is that there might be also change of decision makers. So let me give you an example. Just a few weeks ago, I went for a vacation with my partner and he made all the bookings. So he thought that spa was not relevant for our trip. But then once we arrived to the hotel, of course, I went ahead for the spa package because now the decision maker have changed, which is me, and I wanted to go for that package. So yeah, I hope this answers your questions.